Hello and welcome to BlackMoaDown. This is going to be the first in the series of Ranger guides, tips, tactics, traits, all that sort of good stuff. I hope you enjoy watching it as much as I've enjoyed making it. So let's jump right into traits. I'll just quickly skim over what traits I used. Feel free to pause the video and check out exactly what I've picked, although there will be details in the description. Now from the first beta, I was very much a sword warhorn and short bow based player, and I didn't want to change that too much. But I did give up on the sword in the end, and this was due to not wanting to get into close combat situations, as well as the poor control with the sword. It leaps you forward, and I just didn't like that, as well as other details I'll talk about later in this video. Now I had to completely remake my build. The one trait I stated in the past that I love is evasive purity, and unfortunately it's in the final major slot of nature magic, so I couldn't use that anymore, and I did test out a few builds with that, but it didn't work out. So right here I'm actually testing out Sharpen Edges trait, which applies a bleed when you crit, because I want to know if it's actually any good, and it's terrible. A 1 second bleed, what's the point? I'm going to switch that out, and I'm going to go for Companion's Might, which actually grants might to my pet when I crit. So I mentioned I gave up swords. I went for axes. They have a really nice piercing bleed AoE. The great thing about it is it can actually apply 5 bleeds to a single target, which actually have a really nice duration on them as well. Now, as you can tell from this footage, I still have my old trait, which applies the bleed on critical hit. The other thing I like about axes is the number 3 ability, Winter's Bite. It applies a slow and it increases your target's ability cooldowns. The other thing great is surprisingly there's a standard ability, Ricochet. It puts out really nice DPS to groups and single targets. One great thing I did find though is that Ricochet, if there's 2 targets, it actually hits the first target twice. So if you combine that with, say, Quickening Zephyr, you can burst down a target no problem. You'll probably see examples of this in my full PvP commentary videos that I'll be releasing soon. For now I'll just show you on some target dummies. As you can see, it's not too bad. It does quite nice damage, so I'm going to keep it in my build and see how it plays out for me. Now, onto the surprising core of this build, the pet. Remember Companion's Might? Well, let's start might stacking. I'm going to pop all my cooldowns here, target my pet, and we'll just see how many stacks of might I can actually apply at once. Now remember, my elite Rampage's one also applies might to my pet when I attack, so that's why we're seeing an incredibly high stack of 25. Now according to the wiki, at level 80, each stack of might is 35 points in power. So that's an additional 875 power for my pet. That's a massive amount of extra damage, and since my other pet can actually bleed stack, those bleeds are going to be nasty. So we'll just wait here until my cooldown of Quickening Zephyr comes off, and we can see how many stacks it can apply solo. Now as you can see, I still don't think pets are working as they should. That's the first bleed I've seen my pet throw down, and I think, yeah, there's still some work to do, but that's I guess what beta is for. I'm sure some of you have basically lost your pets to the wilderness and have had to switch them out just to get them back. Quickening Zephyr is almost off cooldown, so I'm going to pop Hunter's Call, Call of the Wild and Zephyr, and we'll see how many stacks I can get with just that. So that's up to 11 stacks. That's not too bad. I think this is a reasonable trait for the pet, and I'll probably keep it, and we'll see how it plays out. Okay, so I'm going to use some actual PvP gameplay footage to show you guys how I use my build and the role I play in battles. So this first clip is going to be a nice little demonstration of patience and positioning. So my team is all here in this one spot, and we're going to try and push towards Mansion. But first we have to finish a little enemy team member off who got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I'm going to head up this ramp, and we're going to notice that there are 4 enemies coming towards us. Now, anyone can jump down there and go Rambo, like that little guy down there. If you watch him, you'll notice how fast he goes down, and that's him out of the game. Thanks for all that help. You provided so much support for your team. Instead, I'm going to stay up top and rain down some fire. Check your flanks with your camera. This guy's trying to come up behind us. Both of us notice, so again, I'm not using any cooldowns because what's the point? I'm just going to waste cooldowns for no reason. He's going down no matter what happens here. So we finish him off just using no abilities, and let's check on our team, see how they're getting on with the big group fight. So there's one of our team members down, 2 of theirs down, and 1v1ing at the minute, but our team members will go down fast, so I need to get down there and support and finish the rest of these guys off. So using axes, I can keep people from self-resing, which is very, very nice indeed. First, before I start trying to finish someone off, I'm going to try and finish this ranger because I don't want to take too much damage while I'm finishing another person off. So that's them both down. You may have noticed the elementalist running up this back there, up the steps. So we're all going to head towards mansion, knowing this elementalist is going to try and cause us problems. Now he's doing what I like to call the classic distraction technique. Anytime someone's trying to capture base, I generally try and pull them away from it to annoy them. He's doing the same thing, but don't let yourself be caught out by it. Capture the points, they're far more important than getting an extra kill. Now Mesmer comes up here, and well, I don't want to give him a chance to rethink his actions of jumping into 3-on-1 fight, so I hit him fast and allow my teammates to follow. He stops focusing on me, allowing me to flank for extra damage. So I notice he's popping all his cooldowns just to stay alive. I seem to be the only one to keep track of this really predictable Mesmer. He is running in a straight line though, so I'm surprised. I'm just going to continue following to keep him low for when an opportunity presents itself, because he's not going to do any damage to the team game when he's so low health with no cooldowns. It's going to take him out of the game for quite some time. Notice there's him as well as an elementalist, both low. Let's switch to axes for multi-targeting. Apply a few buffs and take them both down at the same sort of time. Using Hunter's Call, I finish off the Mesmer with no problem. Now I want to quickly finish off the elementalist because they're in the same area. That's another 2 easy kills just from having a little bit of patience. Now this next clip is going to be the power of flanking. So I followed the enemy swarm around the back of their NPC path towards the keep, as almost every match people go to the NPC and then they go to the keep. And as predicted, we have a collection of oblivious enemy players here. So I'm just going to start DPSing them down. They still haven't noticed me. I've already placed a trap, expecting one to notice eventually. And the warrior finally does notice me. So I evade back, gaining endurance regen and a lot of distance between me and him. Now, the warrior isn't actually the only one to notice me here, as we get another guy coming down and try and help me burst down. Oh yeah, obvious axe flurry is obvious. Better roll away from that one, guys. So he's getting low, and I'm gonna go. Okay, I can take this guy down. Great, I might be able to take both of them. Oh god, leading me on to my next point. Awareness. Always take a look around you. Always take the time to take a look around you as well. I mean, I could have kited him down the other side and been able to take him down with no problem at all. Now, fortunately, I was actually able to get away from that situation, but it's a waste of time. So that has been my first video. I hope you guys liked it. I love any and all feedback, so please feel free to leave a comment, like the video and share it. The background footage is of my next video. I will be doing a full from start to finish playthrough of some PvP. Mainly because the one thing I've always hated about guides in games is they'd show you a guide and then they'd just be like, oh yeah, this is how I play all the time, and show you a frag video of how great they are. So if you want to see more like this, please do subscribe. I'm only starting up, so I could use any help I could get. If you have any questions for the channel, I will answer all of them. The one thing I'd like to take the time to point out is that I'm not trying to say that this is the best build and you should definitely follow it or anything like that. Personally, I think Guild Wars 2 is one of the first games that really just rewards you for picking something that matches your playstyle. Find what you enjoy, stick to what you enjoy. If it's working, why would you want to change it? I've been BlackMoaDown, and thank you for watching.